Will I ever see my family again?
Mother tells... Oh, hi.
May the Great Serpent guide you. The best of us.
What did we do to deserve this? What did I do? I am grateful for these opportunities to remember her. But to be honest, words can never do her justice. Her family did not like me. They said I was a dead end, not fit to be a husband or a father. They had a husband already picked out for Mira. But she would not hear it. She was just so supportive. She did not care what anyone, much less her family, thought of me. She just loved me and I loved her. That was the end of it. I knew I loved her since we were children, really. She was my neighbor, and I would do anything to get her attention. But I honestly did not think I would ever actually be so lucky to marry her. I just cannot believe she's gone. Perhaps. But she was the most important person in the world to me. I feel like it would be a disservice to move on. And if it means being sad for the rest of my life, to have a black hole eating away at me, so be it. That is how I remember her. Because she was that important. Wish I had been. I appreciate the sentiment, but I am glad that you have taken the time to speak with me. See you, if you are still
around. First the cataclysm, now this. There's too much going on right now. The accident has strained our supply chain on a number of fronts. Envoy Kadik argues it's a problem of manpower. Warden Bethor says it's a problem of resources. I had hoped we would have solved the supply issue by now, but there's been a complication. I hoped I had masked it better, but yes, I am. I'm sorry if I seem a bit flustered. Things have been chaotic since the cataclysm, and now word of missing supplies. But that doesn't excuse my rudeness. Let me at least introduce myself. My name is Kezrani Dulkev. I work as an executor for House Dulkev. Likewise. And I'm well aware of who you are. Word of the first convert in generations is on everyone's lips these days. But I'm sure you are busy getting adjusted to life here. Is there anything I can help you with? In that case, maybe you can help. It's about the supply shortage. There may be a reason for it beyond the cataclysm itself. A week ago, my cousin Ukaru came to my office concerned about a series of lost shipments. He was certain someone was using the tragedy as cover to steal supplies and route them to our enemies. I'm not sure. The message was vague, and there are many who would want to do us harm. Agreed. It is difficult to believe, and as such, the proof must be ironclad. So I told my cousin to return with more evidence, and when I didn't hear back, I assumed that was the end of it. But this morning, I received a slate from a courier. It was from Ukaru. It was worrying, to say the least. Yes, he was trying to leave a trail, it seems, in case something happened. The contents were cryptic. He mentions a possible conspiracy and being followed and, well, I hate to say it, but I'm starting to panic. He hasn't shown up to work in days, and the timing of all this feels suspicious. Agreed. Ukaru was extremely punctual. An absence like this is very unlike him. But if he is in danger, I don't know if it's safe for me to investigate. I need someone disconnected from the noble houses. Vital supplies for the city, which given the cataclysm is a wide breadth of things. Construction materials, medical kits, food. The loss of all this is a great cause for concern, given the state of the city. The slate Ukaru sent via courier is light on details, but he did say that one of the noble houses may be involved, which, if true, would emphasize the need for discretion and an outside party. Ukaru's workstation is likely your best bet. He's been working in the rehabilitation unit on the 3rd floor of the Halls of Healing. If you run into any issues with access, hand this slate to my fellow executors. Once you locate him, report back to me. I've got a meeting at House Kadik later, but I shouldn't be hard to track down. Hopefully you'll find my cousin alive and safe.
Not much to live for now.
The requests for aid and supplies never cease. It has been quite a challenge to keep all of the records in order.
You must send someone out there. This apparition must be dealt with.
It is my top priority, I assure you. But it is dangerous the further you step away from the city. We will need someone qualified to assist.
But what about yourself? Are you not trained in the Herald's arts?
Well, technically, I'm still an apprentice. But what you speak of is akin to an exorcism, and we know little about how these phantoms exist in our world. Even a fully trained herald may not be equipped to deal with this phenomenon.
By Genom's word! Has the Great Serpent left us with nothing to defend ourselves? This is an ill omen indeed.
You must keep the faith, and in doing so the reward will come. You see, all is not lost. My friend here may be just the person we need. Oh, your timing could not be better. We have a situation.
It's an urgent matter. There's a spirit haunting the old orphanage.
A vortex phantom, to be clear. But be that as it may, we now have a headwind for your case. From what I've heard, my friend here is quite famous for dealing with exactly your type of problem.
Is that so? You've handled these phantoms before? I saw it, but only from a distance. It was like a person, but of smoke and dust. From my vantage point, it was standing near the window, looking out. I was once a volunteer there, years ago, and was worried the cataclysm had taken it. Never in my wildest dreams did I suspect it would be haunted. Then the stars speak true. Serpent, bless your arrival. Vasilis, you can learn a thing or two from this one.
I hate to say it, but you're right. I must defer to my friend here. One thing does trouble me, however. The way you describe this phantom, it seems almost docile. From what I've heard, they are incredibly dangerous.
I don't know. It didn't even look at me. It stood by itself near the window, but I only caught a glimpse of it from afar.
That is not the behavior I'd expect, given what we know about these things. They are haunting the old orphanage. Until recently it was a refuge for lost children, but had closed down due to a lack of volunteers. In the past few weeks there have been rumors of people squatting there, and using the building as housing. Given its history, it doesn't surprise me that a wayward soul would go back there, if they sought to be found.
A wayward soul? Surely we should not give such merciful terms to this thing. It haunts the orphanage and is a clear danger to anyone who may have been inside. I was at the Halls of Healing, praying for my family. The odd thing is, I did not know what I was praying for. Only that I had a fear in my gut, a sharp pain of the abdomen. Moments later, I heard the din of the crowd and rushed out, searching for my husband. My prayers were answered when I found him safe, but the same cannot be said for the orphanage. We must rid the house of this phantom. I'm afraid I did not get close at all. The ground surrounding the orphanage is collapsing. There may be other dangers and perhaps even phantoms nearby. But my concern is for anyone who may have been living in the building. Yes, the old orphanage is ill-fated, that much is certain. Even before the city was lost, I once asked the heralds to read the star scales and bless the children there. Instead, they spoke of malicious portents. Now I wonder if the land itself is cursed. It was once an orphanage for young children who lost their parents. The children were raised there and eventually guided into service by the Ministry of State. It was run by a handful of donors and local volunteers like the Ueda girl. But it closed down months ago. Great Serpent, protect us from evil.
Our situation here is quite dire.
I'm sorry, but this wing of the hospital is under investigation. You'll have to leave. Even with the cataclysm, this is highly irregular. But not surprising. Kisrani is obsessed with transparency and often seeks independent help. I find this tendency unwise.
And by unwise, he means a complete disregard for operational security, rules, and regulations.
Possibly. And yet, despite what I said, and unsaid, she persists in doing so. So, we must come to a compromise.
A good compromise leaves everyone unhappy. This one was particularly miserable.
I will give you the keycard to Ukari's computer. You will be able to access documents and correspondence for the past month. Any further access will require admin privileges, which I am not willing to grant. I apologize, but you are only given access to view the computer's records. Admin privileges are restricted to House officials only. And if so, he has no one to blame but himself. If he were here, he would be granted the full protection of the guard. The Cataclysm has made things difficult. True. Although Kisrani did not request admin access for you, I would expect her to, if it's required for her investigation. I do fear you have a point. Normally, I would say rules are rules. But I do understand this is an emergency. I suppose, given all that's happened, exceptions must be made. You'll be granted temporary admin privileges to Ukaru's computer. That should be enough for you to do your investigation. Several. The halls of healing are extremely busy. We can't keep track of every individual that passes through. In particular, the patients. We had to usher one out of here just now, who claimed to have a crippling headache.
Given the patient himself was a headache, it's likely genetic.
The admin privileges I've granted you will allow you to view the access logs, however, that track the last users to sign in. It is highly unusual for anyone to display such disobedience, especially now. Such actions are tantamount to heresy. Loss of employment is the most likely outcome.
A beheading isn't off the table.
It would be done humanely, of course. Ukaru hasn't logged into his station for some time. I've had to process several write-ups documenting his absence.
Dereliction of duty, failure to serve, fireable offenses all around.
We've also had to shift resources and people to make up for his absence. Suffice to say, it has made navigating this current situation more difficult. Unfortunately, rather than use the proper channels, he chose to start his own investigation.
A very unfortunate choice.
I will not pretend to know the particulars of this case. I will say this. We are House Dul Kef. We have a reputation. We are professional. We are exacting.
We don't make mistakes.
Precisely. Now, to get back to these spreadsheets.